Happy Friday, everybody. I received a voice message this morning from one of my clients who has been with me for about 6 weeks now, and she is doing phenomenal. And she wanted to share with me one of the mindset shifts that has really helped her to transform her relationship with food. So I wanted to share that with you guys. This particular client came to me because she was binging most nights out of the week. And just like eating to the point of physical discomfort and feeling like she physically could not stop herself from eating. She kept telling herself, you need to stop, like you're not going to feel good if you keep eating. And she felt like she just physically couldn't stop. And pretty much as soon as we started working together, the binges just not only dramatically reduced, but she's not binging at all anymore. And it's because like once we can pinpoint the root of why the binges are happening, it will shift very quickly. Your relationship with food will shift very quickly because we're able to see, oh, this is exactly why you're binging. And once you know that, it's like a light bulb goes off and it really doesn't take very long to stop the binges. But the mindset shift that's really helping her is, you know, when we're in diet mentality, when we're dieting or we are clean eating or we are trying to stick to a meal plan or program, when we go off of the diet, so let's say we're having a cheat meal or let's say we are having like a cheat weekend and we're allowing ourselves a bad food, what we quote unquote bad food, what we do is we will eat with urgency. It's like a Last Supper meal because you're like, well, I've got to get all of this in right now because diet starts tomorrow, or tomorrow I'm going to do better, or diet starts over on Monday. So this is the restrict binge cycle. We have restrictions around food. We allow ourselves to go off the diet, we binge, and then we go back to the restriction. And it's a cycle because it's never ending. The restriction will cause the binge. It's just extreme to extreme. And then we restrict again to compensate for the binge. So we will never hop out of this cycle unless we can pinpoint where the restriction is and then start to alleviate some of the restrictions so that we can have calm, normalcy, and balance around food. So the thing that's really helping this particular client is to know that there's no impending diet. Like it's not like you have to get all of this in right now because tomorrow we've got to start all over. She's been using different mantras and different reframes that are helping her be like, I want to respect my body and I want to eat the amount now that is going to help me feel, that's going to support my body in feeling physically comfortable. And I know that food is always available to me, so I don't need to eat all of this right now with urgency. So it's really about switching out of the scarcity mindset with food, and then moving into a more abundant mindset with food. So dieting, y'all, like, I'm just gonna be honest with you, dieting is so insane because it's voluntary food scarcity. Like there was a time when we were legitimately in food scarcity where our species did not have enough food around. And so it was legitimately feast or famine. It was like, we will eat all of this food right now with urgency because we don't know when we are going to get enough food again. That's real food scarcity. And so it makes sense now when we see this play out, when we are mimicking food scarcity, when we're dieting, when we're not giving ourselves access to the amount of food that we need or the types of foods that we want and need. We're mimicking food scarcity, so the body has evolved to respond in this same way where it's so much more vulnerable to binging because it's like, I'm just gonna eat past fullness, right? I am going to go ahead and eat all of this right now because there's an impending threat of scarcity. Gourmet Recovery, hi. You said once I started allowing things back in the house, it changed my relationship to it. Yeah, exactly. The more we keep it out of the house, the more we feel unhinged around it when we do have access to it. But one of the other reasons that I'm saying dieting is so insane, especially for like the people that I work with, it's like you have the privilege to have access to food. You have the means, you have the resources to purchase and access the amount of food that you need. So why are we doing this to ourselves? Why are we like, that's okay. And then we just act like our basic needs don't matter. We act like our physical and our emotional needs don't matter. It's like, you have the money to buy the food. Stop placing yourself in this voluntary environment of food scarcity. It's wreaking havoc on your relationship with food. It's wreaking havoc on your psychology around food, and biologically, that restrict binge cycle is very bad for you. Dieting causes harm to your body. It damages your metabolism. There are so many things. There's so much research to support just how harmful it is to restrict your food. So, the thing that truly I just want for each and every one of us is to know that food restriction is not only not necessary, but it doesn't work for long-term weight loss, which is usually why people do it. And it causes harm. It actively causes harm in a myriad of ways. So this weekend, if you typically do like a cheat meal, or maybe in the entire weekend is like you're very all or nothing with food, and the whole weekend you just let yourself have whatever you want, try that mindset shift that I offered to you. That's really helping my client right now. That's like, you can't be thinking the next diet is right around the corner. Diet starts over on Monday, because then you're just going to binge because you've got to get it all in right now because it's about to be taken away from you, you see. So let me know what you think in the comments. I hope that this was helpful for you. If you have any questions, you can let me know. Also, my DMs are open this weekend, so I'll be around if y'all need anything. And there's 2 ways to work with me right now. I have my applications open for one-on-one coaching, and I would love to chat with you and see if you're a good fit for that. You can click the link in my bio to apply. And then the second one is my online course. It is a crash course for people who identify as emotional eaters, and it is self-paced, but you still get lots of access to me, so I can help you pinpoint what's going on in your relationship with food and what's holding you back from having peace and balance with food. All right, you guys, have a great weekend. We'll chat soon.